I'm Dr. Linda Shanti, otherwise known as Recovery Mama, and I'm here to talk about eating disorder recovery and new motherhood because, as one of my dear friends says, the struggle is real. Eating disorder recovery and new motherhood are both rites of passage that require time, compassionate and curious attention, and lots of trial and error to shift into mastery. Many new moms and women in their early eating disorder recovery say to me, no one told me that. No one told me how hard it would be. No one told me about the physical and emotional discomfort. No one told me about the ways these changes would impact every aspect of my life and my identity. No one told me it isn't about having or attempting to have the perfect post baby body or to bounce easily back into your old self. Well, I'm here to tell you your old self is gone. That can be the good news, the bad news, or just the news. Here are the three events in my life that have been the most difficult, the most life-changing, and the most transformative. Number one, recovering from an eating disorder 20 years ago. Number two, earning my doctorate degree in psychology and getting licensed as a clinical psychologist. And number three, having a baby 7.5 years ago, but who's counting? Haha. Everyone that's a mom knows that half years absolutely count. So my eating disorder recovery prepared me to be present and to know the terrain in order to be of service for others in the recovery process. Earning my degree in psychology and working in the eating disorder and substance abuse recovery field for the decade prior to becoming a parent and passing licensure exams prepared me to open a psychotherapy practice specializing in women's recovery. But none of these prepared me very much for having a baby. Even though I had the doctorate degree in psychology, I had worked, by the way, as a nanny and a preschool teacher as well. My first degree was in early childhood education. Still unprepared. I remember one moment in early motherhood in the midst of sleep-deprived haze. I was going for a walk along the beach and with babe attached to the front of me. I was in the first 6 months of motherhood. And I remember calling a friend of mine who was also a mom recovered from an eating disorder. And I said, I can't believe all mothers go through this. How is it that any of us survive? How is it that there's no training? There's no training. There's no training course to prepare us for this. Pregnancy and early motherhood are actually surprisingly similar to early eating disorder recovery. The changes in body size, body image, identity, changes in hormones, mood, sleep, changes in eating, the distress of being with new learning challenges, the dangers of isolation and perfectionism, very similar. The need for support, very similar. Questions about work-life balance, note the quotes. I have not yet found a mom that has truly been able to accomplish this balance. Also raise similar challenges. I introduce all of these topics in the book Recovery Mama Guide to Eating Disorder Recovery During Pregnancy and Postpartum, as well as in the upcoming telesummit, It's Not About Losing the Baby Weight. In this telesummit, I interview experts on the following topics: food and intuitive eating, body image, perinatal mood disorders, not just postpartum depression, although that is much more common than is commonly thought about. Anxiety, very, very common. Also OCD, psychosis, less common, but absolutely happens. We'll talk about distinctions between those mood disorders, as well as other mood disorders and medication and all kinds of shame, all kinds of concerns that come up around perinatal mood disorders. breastfeeding and whether to breastfeed or not, or breastfeed and supplement, or all kinds of possibilities there. All kinds of labor and delivery, how to have a birth plan and how to throw your plan out the window, sleeping or not, how the heck to do spiritual practice while changing a blowout diaper, exercise in recovery and postpartum. We will talk about, let's get real, white girls aren't the only ones who struggle with eating disorders and depression. We will talk about work, at home, outside the home. There is no right balance. There is the right balance for you right now. Here's the thing. In becoming a mother, you are no longer the same person. What you do have a choice about is how much suffering you need to endure and how much curiosity and compassion you bring to accepting this change. This book and telesummit for moms recovering from or recovered from eating disorders. Also, disordered eating or body image distress. You don't have to have a diagnosis of a full-blown eating disorder to benefit from this. Is to support moms. When I was a new mom, I never found a book out there that could help me through the passage of motherhood and eating disorder recovery. One day, it was about a year postpartum, I actually noticed the sunshine and I thought, wow, I don't think I've noticed the sun for the past 12 months. This has been really fucking hard. When I finish getting through this rite of passage, I am going to help others. William Stafford's poem, The Way It Is, talks about the thread you follow. There is a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People ask what you are doing. They can't see the thread, but when you hold it, you can't get lost. Don't ever let go of the thread. This book and this telesummit is that thread. I hope that it can be a friend that is in your purse, your diaper bag, by the bed, crib, bassinet, pack and play. Take what you can and leave the rest. Hold on to the thread of what is helpful. I hope you can hold on to the thread, if nothing else, that recovery is possible and you are not alone. You can pre-order the book now on drlindashanti.com, drlindashanti.com. And if you're interested in joining me and many fabulous experts on the topics I talked about, you can also join this free telesummit coming in early 2019. Stay tuned and sign up soon.